Good evening, thank you. All of us, when we have something good happen to us, we want to talk about it. You get your driver's license, it's very cool, you want to talk about it. Buy a house, wow. Have a baby, oh my gosh. And it's more than just wanting to talk about it, you have to talk about it. Talk about it, talk about it. Or when you meet someone that gets you and you get them, and pretty quickly you know they're on your side. And I asked Ross Newton to go to lunch with me at Sid's Sandwich Shop. And I worked downtown, and he came and got me from my office, and we walked over, and we had lunch. And it was very unusual, but when he went to go back and get in his car, I wasn't ready for him to get back in his car. It took me a while to get my engagement ring. It took 7 weeks from that date. Ross, I called him a ditch date. He was the kind of person that you could sit in a ditch with, and it really didn't matter what you did, you were going to have a good time. So I wanted to talk about him and me and us, and to do that, I cover a span of 28 years. And I knew I couldn't do that in 5 minutes and do it justice. So what I've decided to do is tell you what I would talk about if I had more than 5 minutes. So if I had more than 5 minutes, I would tell you about the kids. There were 4. Ross had 2 when we met, a 7 and 8-year-old sons, and we had 2. And we loved kids and loved raising kids, and they're so much fun. You get to watch all the Disney movies you want to and go skating and do all those fun things that your friends without kids don't get to do. We loved, and we decided early that that's one of the most rewarding things we could probably do together. We made a good choice. If I had more time, I would talk about our sex. But our kids are probably a little messed up already. And so maybe I won't elaborate on that one. But I do want just to mention that it did make the list. I'm just saying.
I know that's
If I had more than 5 minutes, I would talk about family. I had a large family, Ross had a large family, and we had to make a choice really. We spent more time with Ross's Macon family because of the boys, them being in town here. And we didn't want to miss any time of them growing up. We knew they were going to be men longer than they were going to be boys. And so we spent a lot of our holidays in Macon. And it was a family like nothing I'd ever seen before. We celebrated holidays and graduations, and everything was a chance to celebrate. And birthdays, on birthdays, we'd gather together at somebody's house, and Ross's dad would bless the person whose birthday it was. And I work with people that have never had a blessing in their life, and we got one every year. And then when Ross's dad was gone, Ross took it up, and he would be the one. We don't do that anymore, and I miss that. I miss that very much. If I had more than 5 minutes, I would talk about our adventures. We went on a lot of adventures. We had the good fortune to go a couple of times a year to St. Simon's. And every year Ross would make us do something special so that we would be able to distinguish it from the year before. We might go to a fort. We might go to the turtle hospital and then go on a turtle walk. And then at night, go out with your red lights. And one time we were out there and 54 turtle hatchlings came up out of the sand and headed toward the water with a full moon. And it only took minutes. And they were just gone. It was amazing. One time I was sitting in the audience at Carnegie Hall, and Ross was singing with the choir, and my friend just looked over at me and said, "Your husband's singing at Carnegie Hall." And I go, "I know." We went places and did things, and we'd go to the eclipse together and take all the kids, and we'd just have fun, and we'd talk, and we'd eat, and we'd go places and see beautiful things in the world. It wasn't perfect. It's not a fairy tale, but it was good. And those are some of the things I would tell you about if I had more than 5 minutes.